I'm up in the woods, I'm down on my mind, I'm building a still to slow down the time. I'm up in the woods, I'm down on my mind, I'm building a still to slow down the time. I'm up in the woods, I'm down on my mind, I'm building a still down the time. I'm lost in the world, but now I'm alive. I'm building a city, and I'm down for the night. Down for the night. Says she's down for the night. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. It's been a long wait, but we are finally ready to walk you through the biggest update of Steel Battleground Clash has ever received. This isn't just a patch, this is a full evolution of the game. Today, we'll take you through the small refinements, the moderate improvements, how we align the game with our moderation agenda, and of course, the massive additions such as new vehicles, nations, systems, and maps that will transform the entire experience. Now, let's get started. Here is Roto to tell you more.
Let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm going up from this sweet, sweet baby. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean.
First, let's begin with the small things. These are the quality of life changes and refinements that makes gameplay smoother and more immersive overall. We have introduced a brand new menu screen, complete with new music to set the tone the moment you load in. We have added a map voting for players to vote which map they would like to play on. There are currently 3 maps in rotation: the Ardennes, North Central, and Normandy. We have also finally added a rangefinder to make aiming at long distances easier. Players can use the rangefinder by pressing the F key while aiming in the gunner seat. Repair mechanics have been updated. Now you must hold on your repair tool on the damaged module until it turns gray, indicating that it's been fully repaired. This is to make damaged module more of a threat to deal with, which in turn helps balance the game. Swapping between seats is now faster, making intense tank-on-tank engagements much more fluid. You will notice several new SFX changes across the game, including updated audio for vehicles, like the Jeep and Cable Wagon, and on vehicles mounted machine guns, such as the M2 and MG34. These SFX changes bring immersion into the game. The banana tool now highlights selected armor plates to make visual feedback clearer. We have added an overall tank and transport spawning UI, alongside an overall infantry class selector UI, which makes it easier for players to choose and customize their vehicle. Functional barbed wire props have been added, with destruction mechanics added to sandbags, wire, and concrete barriers. Directional pathing now guides players to class tests and vehicle spawns when entering the game. This helps new players learn and understand where to go, step by step. The level cap has been raised exponentially. Players can now get up to level 500, obtaining new player card ranks along the way. These may be small things, but together they elevate the gameplay experience. Here is Major. He will showcase the moderate changes coming this update.
Discouraged by the noise, living
Man, the Ardennes is freezing these days. Anyways, I'm the one who will get you through moderate changes, so let's look at these changes. These are balance shifts, system refinements, remodels, and mechanical adjustments that shape the way vehicles and some weapons operate. Machine gun damage has been updated, aligning them with more realistic damage values. With these realistic damage values, machine guns are now much more stronger against open infantry. We have also added a new MG34 model to represent the accuracy of some vehicles. Vehicle mobility has been tuned across the board, with the Vespa Game Pass vehicle receiving a direct mobility buff, making it easier to traverse in poor terrain. Several tanks have received remodels to improve visual accuracy and detail. Such tanks include the legendary IS-2 tank, the mighty M18 Hellcat, the M36 Jackson and Super Hellcat, and the legendary heavy tank coming from Germany in 1944, Tiger 2H. A server browser feature has been highly requested and it's been finally added, making it easier than ever to find matches you want or to join your friends, because we know playing SBC with friends is some of the best experience you can experience in SBC. Incorrect armor values have been corrected across all vehicles. Tracks no longer respawn and players no longer clip out of vehicles while sitting. And of course, a long list of bug fixes. While we won't go into each one, many long-standing issues have been finally resolved. Moderation will also be receiving major changes. So here's Vulcan to talk about this in detail. Oh, and also, I almost forgot. Binoculars have got an animation fix. Now your teammates or your enemies can see if you're scouting or not. Just like me. Wait, what the hell is that thing over there?
We aren't just planning to deliver new content or bug fixes this update, we're also planning to align the game with our moderation agenda, which is focused on clarity, fairness and consistency. To do this, we're introducing something incredibly important: a game rules book. This is a complete rulebook covering multiple areas such as gameplay, avatars, usernames, factions and player behavior. These rules are now built directly into the game through a button located at the top left corner of the screen. Every player will be able to view them and should have a better understanding of what is allowed within our game. We will be increasing the punishment severity for bug abusers. They will now face a 14-day ban from the game compared to the previously enforced 7-day ban. This book ensures that moderation is no longer something external to the game, but something that is built into the game itself. With these new moderation changes, we believe they will benefit the game and the community. For now, back to Pat.
We have added several quality of life changes, such as sound effects, game mechanics like the repairing system, and an expansion to the level cap. Some more substantial changes have also been added. Most notably, machine guns are now much more of a threat, and it's now possible to browse servers. And several tanks also have received remodels. Lastly, the in-game guidebook has been added to make the game rules more accessible to the player base. We hope this change will clear up any misunderstanding to what is allowed and what isn't in our game, so that players can enjoy their time playing. With all these changes, we hope it will improve the experience to the next level. Now, let's get the show on the road. Now that you have seen the absolute cinema of the trailer, let's go over to the upcoming changes that you have all been waiting for in this upcoming updates, with Slunder to tell you more.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper. Underground.
That right there is what the new radio operator class can do. A radio operator carries a M1A1 carbine, or a Gewehr 43, spotting binoculars, and the new radio call utility. Radio operators are able to call in artillery strikes by using the radio call utility. Equipping the radio call displays a targeting map where you can place a marker for artillery strikes to land. Once called, a salvo of high explosive shells rain upon the marked spot, killing anything that is unfortunate enough to be caught within the blast. Radio operators bring in a massive firepower boost to infantry players, this allowing them to pose a serious threat to any opponent, armored or not. 34 new vehicles are being added to the vehicle roster, 20 of them being allies, and 14 being Axis. The US introduces the M4A3E2 Jumbo 76, along with the remasters of the M18, M36, and Super Hellcat. The addition of the Jumbo 76 brings a very sizable firepower boost to the American arsenal of tanks. The USSR introduces a far greater number of vehicles than the US, boasting the KV-2, ISU-152, BM-13N, Object 248, SU-100Y, T-44, KV-122, along with the remasters of the IS-2. All very combat effective vehicles, especially in the high explosives department. In the UK, this introduces the Sherman Firefly, a very well-rounded tank, delivering good all-around performance in combat. Along with all the other new vehicles being added, the nation of France makes its debut in this update. France as a new nation brings in the ARL-44, the ACL-1, the M4A4, and the M4A4 SA-50. All of these vehicles are completely new and they all offer something different to the table. The Axis brings 14 new vehicles to the vehicle roster. Germany brings the Brummbär, Panzerwerfer, Panzer III-M, Panzer IV-H, Pack Puma, Panzer IV-70V, Stuart Emil, and the Nashorn. They all equate to very unique but effective vehicles, reshaping the German arsenal. Italy brings the P-40 and the 44M TAS to the vehicle roster. These two tanks are the most unique Axis tank additions, with the 44M TAS rarely being present in any other tank game. Japan brings in the Whole Reproduction, a dangerous cast-mated tank destroyer, similar in appearance to the German Ferdinand. Tanks were not the only additions to the vehicle roster. There are also new or remastered transport vehicles. The Axis brings in the SDKFZ-251, replacing the old Axis M3 half-track. The Allies bring in the ZIS-5 supply truck. It has several resupply crates and a towing hook for the M30 towed gun. The Allies don't just bring in transportation though. They also bring in the previously mentioned M30 towed gun. This towed gun can be used against both tanks and infantry, and is meant to be used in tandem with the ZIS-5 truck, owing to the fact that it can be also rearmed through the ammo crates in the ZIS-5 truck. Both existing Allies and Axis transport vehicles have received some remasters. The Allies have remastered a M3 half-track. This remaster is much more detailed and accurate than the old version, breathing some much needed life into a model that suffered from a lack of detail and accuracy. The Axis sports a remastered Kettengrad. This remaster greatly improves the visual accuracy and detail of the Kettengrad compared to the old version. It also has an easier access to passenger seat, which was a previous hassle to get on. We've tackled what's being added to the vehicle roster, but there is one vehicle that has yet to be mentioned, and it is not no ordinary vehicle. The bellowing sound of a horn can be heard from afar, metal grinding on rails. It can only mean one thing: an armored train. Armored trains are being added to the game as an exclusive team vehicle found only in the Ardennes map. This unstoppable force of steel nature is summoned if a team goes below 750 points. It is designed to help pull the losing team out of the mud and blow apart the winning team's dominance. The train itself sports several armaments on board, in the form of 3 turrets housing 100mm cannons and the machine guns. There are also machine guns on the side of the trains. These armaments allow the train to destroy a variety of enemies very easily. It also boasts the armor of a true beast, coming in at 250 mils of thick armor on the sides. The armor is impervious to all explosives as well. Mobility may be limited as the train is confined to tracks, but it can move very fast in both forward and reverse directions, letting the train punch through the battlefield or to retreat if it faces a force that could threaten the beast. Watch out for the sound of an armored train. It might be the last thing you hear before perishing beneath its mighty power. There is a final set of vehicles that have yet to be mentioned, but these vehicles surpass the ones previously mentioned, and these vehicles are the new set of game passes. These new game passes provide fantastic vehicles and values to those who obtain them. To start off strong, the first new game pass vehicle is the German Tiger II H105. The Tiger II 105 is the apex predator of heavy tanks. It supports the same remarkable armor profile as the regular Tiger II H, but it packs a dangerous 105mm cannon that could dispatch any allies, bar only the most heavily armored of allies' tanks. You can have access to this apex heavy tank for only 449 Robux. The second new Game Pass vehicle is the French CA Lorraine. The CA Lorraine is a fast moving killer. It may not boast the best armor profile, but it is extremely fast and its guns can put the lights out on the German column that was headed for France in 1940. For 400 Robux, you can rain terror upon foes that won't even see you coming for them. The third new Game Pass vehicle is the Soviet T-44-100. The T-44-100 is a heavily armored yet very mobile tank that possesses a very powerful armor in the form of the 100mm Soviet cannon. Even the strongest of Axis guns will be hard pressed to leave so much as a dent on your armor. For 360 Robux, you can surprise your enemies with super strong armor. This Game Pass isn't a vehicle. Instead, it's a very useful utility, and it's a private server admin panel Game Pass. This panel provides a very rich feature, set for private server owners. The panel allows you to set custom match timers, spawn vehicles, along with very other useful features. This Game Pass is most suited for faction battle organizers who would appreciate a high functional panel. For 79 Robux, you can get access to this extremely useful utility. These aren't the only new Game Passes being added. The next 3 Game Pass vehicles will be the most powerful vehicles in SBC history. The first of such vehicles is the German Maus. The Maus is a moving fortress in every sense of the term. It possesses an extremely thick wall and an extremely lethal firepower in the form of its main gun along with a secondary gun to dispose of lesser foes. Once you come across the Maus, it's already too late for you. The second of such vehicles is the Soviet IS-3. The IS-3 with its trademark pike nose armor and 122mm cannon sows fear into the enemy. No one dares to challenge it, lest the monster sees you and unleashes its murderous 122mm shells at you. The third of such vehicles is the American T-32E1. The T-32E1 brings terror to the battlefield, with its terrifying armor and firepower profile. The armor can glance off the most lethal rounds, and its long 90mm gun can rip the heads off any foe. If this beast sets its sights on you and fires, it won't miss with its pinpoint precision. For just 3,500 Robux, you can get one of these super heavy monsters that can oppose its authority over all else on the battlefield. The price is absolutely worth paying for such an experience when contemporary games of the same genre makes the same experience cost far more. Players can also obtain these Game Passes through 2 separate packs. The Tripartite Pack, which includes the Tiger II H105, T-44-100, and the CA Lorraine for only 999 Robux. And the Big 3 Pack, which includes the Maus, IS-3, and the T-32E1 Super Heavy Tanks, and free private server admin Game Pass for only 7,999 Robux. These packs offer a very solid discounted price compared to buying each Game Pass separately. The addition of new infantry classes, along with a plethora of fantastic new vehicles and fantastic Game Passes, have been long awaited. The treasure chest of new content will breathe much needed life into this game again. We also have a little surprise for all of you. Here's Pat to share the surprise with you all.
We have covered what is like an endless amount of things. We have talked about small and moderate additions, changes to moderations, and our trailer. The treasure trove of new vehicles and game passes being added. Now let's talk about something that has been requested for a long time. Controller support. Controller support has been an extremely requested and a long missing feature, but now, official controller support is being added to the game. Now, players on console are able to access the game and play with fully native controls, suited to the controllers themselves. Now every platform has native access to the game without any troubles. We can confidently say that our game can bring all platform of players together without issue. Now, let's talk about the update. The Wind of Winter update will be available in the game on January 3rd, 2026. We can't wait for you guys to hop in and play it. Now, Happy New Year and see you in the next time.
And that is the 2025 Steel Battleground Crash update. We have refined existing systems and added a new ones, reworked mechanics, rebalanced the game, added a new map, and brought back a classic, aligned the game with our modulation agenda, and delivered the largest batch of vehicles ever added to the game. This update represents countless hours of development, and we can't wait for you to jump in, explore everything, and experience a new era of Steel Battleground Crash. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the battlefield, soldier.